All right. Welcome, Pick Three at a Glance family, first time viewers and new subscribers. I appreciate everybody. Um, I'm going to start this video with the Pick Three and start on I call it the good foot. Uh, with Pick Three at a Glance, we're the home and no tic tac toes, no date sums, no root sums, no grids, no flips, no multiple different rundowns and workouts. After 30 years tracking the actual 1,000 numbers, I realized that the numbers are random. There's no algorithm, there's no date sums, no tic-tac-toe, no root sums, no grids, no multiple different rundowns and workouts are going to show you what number is going to come out the next day, the next 2 days, the next 3 days, next 4 days, next month, next year, without tracking the actual 1,000 numbers. When I was playing Pick 3, my biggest problem was I never knew why I was playing my numbers. I would find numbers everywhere. I'd plan birthdays, home addresses, telephone numbers, and everything. And when I hit those, it was strictly luck. I had no idea what was going on with all 1,000 numbers. And the tic-tac-toes, the date sums, the grids, the root sums, the mirroring and flipping numbers are just letting you see the trees. You don't see the forest. So when I come to that synopsis, I said, okay, it's got to be a better way. So I put together a strategy that would allow me at a glance to be able to track all 1,000 numbers and know what was going on with those 1,000 numbers at any time. What I did is I took those 1,000 numbers, I took 22 columns, did the 111 rundown on those 22 columns, and I condensed all the 1,000 numbers into 22 columns in which I would always know what, when the winning number came in, what column it fell off of. And besides that, the numbers are random. 1,000 numbers are random. Anybody else want to argue with you about that or me about that? I really tell you, I don't have time. I know they're random. There's no way nobody knows 1 in 1,000 odds what number is going to come out the next day. The only way you can do it is to track the actual 1,000 numbers, to look at the whole forest and see what's going on with those 1,000 numbers. And I'll beat this, I'm raining on people's parade, but I'm here to get the Pick Three at a Glance people into the winner's circle, okay? And that's not me telling you something that I know is wrong and go around acting like it's right. The numbers are random. That's the first thing you have to get in your head. The second thing is that you're going to have to collect the data for the 1,000 numbers to see what numbers are left. Working with the law average, we're playing the numbers that are left, lesser in the pool of the 1,000 numbers. So we'll know what numbers to play and what numbers haven't came out. And that will increase your chances of winning significantly. You have to know what numbers are left out of the 1,000 numbers and how to best to play them. And you need to know that on a daily basis. You need to track the numbers daily. The winning numbers as they come in. You need to know with the Pick Three at a Glance what columns the numbers fell off of. Now this here is November. November, December, and January are really my best months because during the year I have lessened the pool to a substantial amount where I pretty much know what numbers to play and building a bucket list of numbers. Okay? So that's the one thing I want to get out the way. I want everybody to realize you're going to have to collect your own data. I don't post numbers. I don't give anybody numbers on the Pick Three at a Glance strategy because if you put in the work, put the wood in, you get the fire out. I know there is too much work involved for me alone to put up numbers and tell all states it's all states when the numbers are running randomly. here at Picture at a Glance, I look to help you and guide you with my strategy so that you can build a strategy and a skill set to winning your own numbers in your own state. You have to track your own numbers. That's the bottom line. If you're not willing to do that, then I would tell you just go and buy quick picks. That's about as lucky as you're going to get. And I would say I don't use luck, because the thing is, if you're tracking the actual 1,000 numbers in your state, you'll see what the numbers are actually doing. And all the numbers are going to run different in all 52 states. You got some states doing 3 draws a day, some 4 draws a day, some 2 draws a day. And there's no way you're going to know what numbers are going to run in all those different states. No way. There's no way you can track it. It's going to take everybody working together, tracking their own numbers to get in the winner's circle. And that's what I look at doing. I look at helping everybody learn the strategy, track their own numbers. Then I will counsel you through it. If you still kind of lost or whatever it is that you're doing, where you're not winning as much or as big as you think you should, but it's not how often you hit, it's really how you play the game. You got to know when to back off of these numbers. You got to know when to load up on the numbers. Working with the law average, you got to know what all numbers have failed, so you know the best numbers to load up on and to play. Everybody likes to play triples because they think they're so easy and best to hit. But triples have the less odds of all the pick 3 numbers to play. And 90% of the time, I don't even play triples all year unless I didn't track and I have a strategy to win in triples, and you will too. I don't just play triples. You need to know why you're playing the triple. And most people want to play all 10 triples to win. They burn their money up. When I play triples, I don't play all 10 triples. I know pretty much what triples I'm going to play or why I'm playing it. Doubles have the less odds of winning. All right? So then you have your singles, because they come 6 different ways. They have the best odds of winning. Doubles only come 3 different ways, so they have the less odds of winning. And triple only can come one way all year. And on average with triples, you're going to only get 3 triples out of a draw every year. So that's one main reason I don't play triples. Or you might not get any triple all year. That's why I say you have to track the actual 1,000 numbers to see what's going on with them. Okay, now play your own numbers for your own state. Track your own numbers for your own state. And that's what I'm going to show you here with strategy number 1. Strategy number 1 is I took 22 numbers, did a simple 1-1-1 rundown on those 22 numbers. And with those 22 numbers, I have all 1,000 combinations of those 1,000 numbers. And it's easy to do and track for yourself. But I have 3 other strategies. But right now I want to really focus on, I call this my Picasso, my baby, my creation. I put this sheet together, and I'm pretty proud of it. I wasn't good in math. How I came up with it was, I guess, working diligence. I just knew it had to be a better way, and I was tired of losing. And then when I won, I didn't know what to do with where to get next numbers from without going to books and going to different places or trying to seek them out. And nothing was really making sense to me, because out of those 1,000 numbers, you got 365 days out of the year. You only going to get a third of those numbers pretty much for the whole year. And you got 2/3 of the numbers left that I call the fours, that you can see that you don't know what's going on with them and how to play them if you don't know what's going on with all 1,000 numbers. It's like trying to put a piece of a puzzle together, and you only got a third of the puzzle to work with to put together. Another 2/3 are missing. Plus, the numbers run randomly. So the lottery is set up for you to lose, not for you to win. But pick three is the only one that has the best odds of winning. I don't do scratchers. I don't, I play one Powerball, one Mega Million. Same numbers on both tickets every day, every draw. That's it. I don't, the odds of winning that is, I forget how, I know they're in the millions. One in so many, 300 million or something like, maybe be more than that. So that's why I just put my name, drop my name in the hat and call it a day. If something like that, you hit for that, you just know that you could almost walk on water for that to happen, and the pick fours, you got 10,000 numbers, one in 10,000 odds. Those numbers are random. There's no tic-tac-toe, no date sum, no grid, no algorithm, and nothing's going to show you what number's going to fall. The pick fives, the same way. It's got 100,000 numbers. There's no tic-tac-toe, no date sum, no grid, no rundown, or nothing's going to show you what's going on with those numbers. That's why I don't mess with them. And I don't even think about a pick six. It's got over 100,000 numbers in it. I know that much. So that's what I want to get everybody on a good foot. Here I don't give out numbers. I'm state specific for Illinois. Okay. I was in Missouri, but down in Illinois, I had eye surgery, and I'm under my daughter's care right now. She lives in Illinois. So I went back and tracked all the data from January up to when I went to stay with her in June. And caught that data up, and I've been posting on this channel. I have receipts of me winning. Okay. You can play online in Illinois, and what they do is they send me an email telling me I won, and I just post what day the email came in and how I played online and how I won. And that's what, we all can do that if we be real and stop thinking that we can just not track all 1,000 numbers to really win and know what's going on with those numbers. There's only 1,000 of them. So they're trackable, teachable, and doable. That's why I do them. I don't waste my time with anything else with my energy, because it's fruitful, and I win with pick three. So what I really want to do is go through strategy number one in detail. All right. So I'm still kind of new to this, even though I've been doing it for 2 years and a half on my channel. This is a lot of work. Putting the video together and all the what the kind of work that everybody else does. The editing and lights and cameras and editors and everything. I don't do all of that. I'm telling y'all that now. So all I'm going to do is move this camera over to my Picasso, as I call it, on my picture at a glance sheet. This sheet here is a copyrighted sheet. Nobody had it before I produced it. So, because I've read and looked at every book there was out of these 30 years, believe me, before I came up with this. My strategies are totally different. You're probably more likely, I'm sure, you can scan YouTube and you won't find anybody but Mo Monetary with Pick Three at a Glance. Okay. Now, I'm going to try to move this over where, let's see, where you all can see the master sheet or the strategy number one. I'm going to explain it in detail. And it's not going to really cost you anything if you want to make the copy out of the sheet yourself and do as I mentioned to you, and check my other videos out. I got 1,700 videos. So I ain't been checking and jiving, y'all, on this channel. 1,700, okay? Shorts and longs, all right? So we're going to go through this. I'm going to take my time. I want you all to learn the sheet. I want you to learn how to track your own numbers for your own state. Now, if you're using those tic-tac-toes, date sum, grids, and root sums and all that, and getting numbers from everywhere, and if it's working for you, I'm going to say it's luck. Luck runs out. Luck runs out. That's the bottom line. But when you track and you'll see what's actually going on with those numbers, and if you're using the date sums and root sums, grids, and multiple different rundowns, and some match up, so much the better. But if you can see what all those 1,000 numbers are doing and tracking them and following what they're doing, you're going to be so much the better. Okay, so let me move this over, and I'm going to see if we can see the master sheet, and I'm going to explain it to you here. I think I got this right. Adua. Can y'all see that? That's kind of light. That might have too much light on it. Might have too much light on it. Let's see what we got here. Let me see if I can maybe move the light up some. Let me see. Maybe it won't have so much light and it'll look better. See, like I say, I'm the cameraman, the video editor, and everything else they want to make me, but can y'all see that? Man, it's still bright. Too much light. Let me turn the light out. See what happens. And that might be too dark. Man. Let's see. For some reason, it's a lot of light still. I don't understand this. I turned the light out. Wow. Oops. I think we might have it now. My eyes are bad too, so y'all might can see it and I can't. Okay. I think you all can make this out. Let me see here. I think y'all can make that out. Let me see if this is lining up. No, I can't. Y'all give me a minute. I might get my glasses or some kind of glasses. Hold on a minute. Alrighty. Let me see what we got here. Got my glasses. I think that's better. Yeah. That's better because you can see all the numbers. I need to move this over a little bit more, I think. You'll be able to see what I need for you to see. Okay. Okay. Now, this is the master sheet. These are the 22 numbers here that I said I used to make it up. This here is the 12 numbers here of the singles. And singles are numbers that got 3 different numbers in it. Like this 0, 1, 2, 3 different numbers, those singles. These 3 different numbers can come 6 different ways on singles. All right? All the singles can come 6 different ways. So with all these singles, when you do the 1-1 rundown on it, you get 10 numbers, and those 10 numbers is 60 numbers to a column. Each one of these columns are 60 numbers to a column. You're not just looking at 10 numbers, you got to realize you're looking at 60. That's what makes it easy for you to track. Each column here is 60 numbers when I did the 1-1 rundown on them. All right? And there's 12 of them. 12 times 60 on these 12 columns here is 720 of those 1,000 numbers you'll be tracking at a glance. These 12 columns, when you start tracking the numbers, you'll be able to know what's going on with these 12 columns with all those 720 of those 1,000 numbers. Same here on the doubles, right here. There's a number with 2 like numbers in them. That's why they call it a double, 2 like numbers. They can come only 3 different ways. So each one of these columns represent 30 numbers at a glance as we go down. And you got 9 of them really, because triples right here, you got 3 numbers alike. Those are called triples, like 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2. I think you can see that. Yep. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to have to stick my face in there so y'all can see my lovely face in a minute, every now and then, I guess, because it looks like I'm missing something here. Okay. Now, so you're looking at 30 numbers to each column. 30 times 9 of the doubles gives you 270 numbers. You have 720, 270 gives you 999 of those 1,000 numbers. The triples give you 10. That's your 1,000 numbers right there. Right here, you're looking at your 1,000 numbers. Now, the key to this is when the winning number comes in, you do the 111 rundown on the winning number. You do the 111 rundown on the winning number. If you don't know how to do the 111 rundown, look at any of my previous videos, and I do the 111 rundown. Okay? And when the winning number comes in, these here are called my base numbers. I named them base numbers. I had no idea what other to name them. These are the numbers I came up with to make up this sheet. It's 012, 013, 014, 015, 016, 017, 018, 024, 025, 026, 027, 037. All right? What you're going to do is make these 12 numbers, do the 111 rundown on them, and make these columns yourself on a piece of paper. You can do that. Same thing with these doubles, which are the base doubles, is 001, 002, 003, 004, 005, triple zeros, 011, 022, 033, 044. You do the same thing. Then you'll have all 1,000 numbers on these 22 columns here on your sheet. You can make 2 separate sheets if you know, depends on how you write and whatever you do. If you do it on your computer, you'll see. You can probably put this whole sheet on your computer and print it out. If you're computer savvy, if you're not, just do it longhand. When I put this sheet together, I did all this longhand exactly like it is on the board. But when I did this sheet, I knew what I had. I had to figure out how to implement it. Well, I really didn't know what I had. Really, to be true with you, I knew the columns. I knew column systems, and out of the books I read, I just knew that this system would work. But how to use it and how to find the numbers that came later, to a degree. And I realized when I did the 1-1 rundown, one of these base numbers I knew had to always be in that rundown. That's why I only used the 1-1-1 rundown. That's the only rundown you're going to have to ever use to find the winning number, and find that winning number and under what column is going to be in, or the base number in the winning column. However I'm sure you probably going to have your columns numbered the same here. I don't know why you would have it numbered any different, but you know that the base number would be under column 4 or whatever when you do the rundown. Okay? Now, what we're looking for, the only difference, if one of the base numbers come in and you do the 1-1-1 rundown on it, the base numbers won't be in the rundown down here. You would just mark the base number off up here as coming in, because the base number inevitably going to come in out of the 1,000 numbers, because it can come in 6 different ways. So you just mark off the base number that it came in. Just go back, kind of just soak in what I'm telling you now. Go back and look at my videos and explain more in detail what I'm saying now. But I'm just trying to get everybody acclimated to what they need to do with this sheet here. You're going to need to make a copy of this sheet. You're going to need to go back to January. This is what I did. I went back 2 years, because I knew I had to eliminate. That's why I'm saying process of elimination, work with law average. I had to eliminate as many of these numbers off this sheet, okay, to find out what numbers was left for me to play into 2025. or up to date to where I was at in any situation. Like I went to Illinois in June. So I went all the way back in Illinois in January and took this one sheet and eliminated all the numbers off of all the columns. And whatever numbers were left is the numbers I start looking at playing. Because you don't want to start right where you're at because you don't know what's going on with the numbers that failed previously. You got to know what happened with the forest and not the trees. You want to see where the forest is at. Because if you always starting where you at, you'd have missed the whole forest. You're just playing with the trees. So you can't, I don't do it that way. Because it didn't make sense to me. Every time I start a win, I never knew where to go back and get numbers because I didn't never know what happened previously. And when you get these numbers, if it's midday draw you're doing, you're gonna do midday separate from evening, evening separate from midday. That's why I say numbers don't follow numbers. Numbers don't come because it's a rainy day. Numbers don't come because the moon is full moon. Numbers don't come because you stumped your toe and play triple sevens. I'm raining on folks' parade, but that's the parade I was in at one time. That's the parade I was in. And I stayed wet too. Stayed wet. You want to get dry, you better get some sunshine. Just get to the light here, I'm showing you. That's all I can tell you. That you keep on going that way you want to. Keep going. That's all I'm going to tell you. You're going to have to do this for yourself. Ain't no easy ride. You got to go back and collect the data. And anything that's left, like now, in Illinois, I know what numbers are left. I transfer them numbers over into play in 2025. Because the numbers going to rotate. They're going to change positions. And it's going to take, for them 1,000 numbers, it takes 3 years almost for them to rotate out. Because you're only going to get 30% of those 1,000 numbers every year. So you got to keep rolling your numbers with the years. I hope I'm making sense here. You can't start from in one spot and not know what happened previously. You have to see what the history and the data of the numbers is telling you on how to play and what numbers are left and how they're hitting. That's how you get in the winner circle. Yeah, you're going to have to do homework. Yeah, it's homework you're going to have to do, just like I had to do it, but it ain't going to take you that long because once you start doing the rundown, the 1-1 rundown, you'll go to my videos. I'm going to probably put a playlist together that it'll show you how to find the winning number off of each of these columns. And I did this longhand. There wasn't no smartphones around when I did this. I'm glad there is. It's an app called Pick 3 Rundown app. You can download it on your phone. It'll do the 1-1-1 rundown on it. And when you do the 1-1 rundown, you look for the base number, and that base number is in that rundown. It might not be exactly as 015, depending on how the winning number came in. It could be 105, or it could be 501, or it could be 510. One of the 6 ways these numbers could come, or the 3 ways the doubles could come. But once you do it a couple of times or look at the video, it'll come right to you. And if don't, just leave comments in the videos. The most previous video, the latest video that I've made, leave a comment there because that's how I'll get it. Okay? That's how I get it. Now, the beauty of this here is that you've heard of, they call it numbers mirroring each other. I don't use mirroring anymore. I use total opposite. Okay? Total opposite number. Okay. Here is what we call, let's say we took 1,000 numbers, those 1,000 numbers, divide them in half. Okay? You got the top numbers and the bottom numbers. And this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is the top half, and it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is the bottom half. Let's say right here you got triple zeros to 499, and on the bottom you got 500 to 999. That makes up your 1,000 numbers. Okay? Now, what you're going to have here, the 1,000 numbers divided in half. So 0 opposite 5, 5 opposite 0, 1 opposite 6, 6 opposite 1, 2 opposite 7, 7 opposite 2, 3 opposite 8, 8 opposite 3, 4 opposite 9, 9 opposite 4. Simple as that. So let's say you played 0, 1, 2, and the lottery played 5, 6, 7. They just played the complete opposite number of what you was playing, or vice versa. If you played 5, 6, 7, and the lottery played 0, 1, 2, they just played the opposite number. Okay? Now, same thing here. If you played 7, 8, 9, and the lottery played 2, 3, 4, they just played the exact opposite number on the top of what you were playing, or vice versa. If you played 2, 3, 4, and they played 7, 8, 9. All these columns here, all of them, the number and its opposite is in each column. See this 0, 1, 2? The opposite of it is 5, 6, 7. This 1, 2, 3, the opposite of it is 6, 7, 8. This 1, 2, 3 is 6, 7, 8. No, yeah, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4 is 7, 8, 9. 4, 5, 6, opposite is 9, 0, 1. Wait a minute. Where am I? 901. It's 901. Did I miss one? Yeah, 3, 4, 5. The opposite is 8, 9, 0. Just like that. The importance of that is you want to keep an eye on what column and its opposite ain't failed as you start eliminating numbers. As you start eliminating these numbers, you want to start looking at what number and its opposite ain't failed. Them are going to be the two numbers you're going to be looking at playing. Okay? Now, like I said, it's OPPB. Be organized, be patient, be persistent, and stick with the budget. Play responsibly. This takes patience. This takes time. You can't be jumping in all off of numbers trying to win. You have to stay on track with your numbers. In your state, tracking your own numbers. Numbers don't travel. They just do what they do. I'm raining on parades here. I was in the parade, don't feel bad. Okay? You have to know what's going on with these 1,000 numbers to get in the winner's circle. You can win, but believe me, I won a whole lot better and more when I started tracking the actual 1,000 numbers and know what's going with them, and found my own numbers. And it's easy to do with this strategy in this system. This strategy number 1. And I'll be going in more detail with other strategies. So if you have any questions, leave them in this video. This will probably be the latest video brought up. All these numbers, this 013, the opposite is, you can at a glance, is 5, 6, 8. There it is, right in the column. You always know what number in this opposite fell or didn't fall. And that's what you want to get to. So when you lessen the pools of the numbers to play, you want to play the ones that haven't failed and their opposites. And the only way you're going to know that is tracking the actual 1,000 numbers. You're not going to see it with the tic-tac-toes, the take sums, the root sums, the grids, the flips, and the multiple different rundowns. And that shouldn't even be up for discussion, because with those, you're looking at the trees and not at the forest. And you just ain't going to win like you could if you're just looking at the trees. So I think I covered that as much as I could. If you want it, you're going to leave the comments, and I'll respond to my comments pretty well. I'm doing this to share with everybody that is being good to me. So like I always say, play them till they come. Make that money, y'all. Peace and love. And if you track it, you'll soon be packing to Lucky Town.